100 shirts for only $395. 20 shirts for only $100.
Greenleaf Printing and Designs has stupendous signage, printed and embroidered apparel, and promotional products for you. They're at 5526 Burkhart Road in Dayton and on the web at greenleafprinting.com. It's the 937. We're back. And there's so many subjects to talk about that I'm going to do cartwheels while listening to Tony Bennett songs while you talk about them.
Oh.
Not really.
I want to see you do a cartwheel. You keep saying you're going to do cartwheels.
I can do cartwheels.
And then you don't do it.
I'm busy farming.
Okay.
Anyway.
You do cartwheels between the rows of corn.
Yes.
Anyway,
Arf, arf. I know, that's what you're excited about.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of good stuff happening in Dayton, I'm glad to see. Mm-hmm. They have a new dog park open at Deeds Park, or Deeds Point.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Yes. I know he wasn't the only guy involved with this, but David Hurwitz.
Good guy.
Yeah, the guy who glues all the stuff to his truck and puts books in the back and runs around saying free books for everybody. He, I know, was a major person behind this. I think we need to make a statue of David Hurwitz.
He's a good guy.
In Dayton. What a great guy.
Yeah.
They basically kind of like said, hey, nobody's using this park. It's fenced off. Let's make a dog park out of it.
Excellent idea.
And there's so many opportunities like that to be had that, I mean, number one, downtown and Dayton in general needs more dog parks where people can walk their dogs, meet your neighbor, talk about what kind of dog food
And spend time on the
you're
river. You know, the city was built because of the rivers that we have here. That's the only reason Dayton's here is because these rivers.
The confluence of.
They feed the city, and we haven't used them. So I'm looking forward to them taking the low dams out so we can hop on our canoe and go downtown. I think that's awesome. I love.
Make sure there's no rebar sticking out the side of the
that's
river.
That's true. That was very dangerous.
And we're going to go back and make sure that's all taken care of.
Yeah. But the dog park down there, I think that's really great for people to have that live in and around the city. I think that's awesome.
Or for people from outside the city. Come
on
down,
that's true.
Downtown with your dog.
Absolutely.
Go take let him take a dump in the dog park. You know, throw it away like.
But I know that when I lived in Dayton,
walk around downtown with your dog.
Yeah, when I lived in Dayton, there weren't. I mean, I could walk my dog, but there was really nowhere to go to play a game of frisbee or whatever and let the dogs actually run. So I think that's excellent.
Yeah, maybe they can put together a little obstacle course because I know we've got a dog that would just
love that. Yeah, the dog park up on Webster near the Montgomery County Humane Society, they have a sectioned off area. That park's pretty big, but they do have a sectioned off area that has like the tunnels and the seesaws and stuff for the dogs to run up and around. So that's fun.
Okay.
What's another great thing is that...
Another great thing, well, do you have more great things? Okay, keep on going through great things.
Kettering Tower sold. I think that's awesome.
Who's it sold to? And why is it awesome?
Well, I just think it's awesome. I don't know, I just think it's awesome that a building down there is going to be purchased. They're going to remodel it.
Okay, that's why it's awesome.
It's the Dunkirk.
Put some money in it. They're not just doing a money flip.
No, it's not just they're going to buy it and let it sit there, just so they can own it and wait for them to get some money on it someday.
The righty office.
Dunkirk Realty of Plainview, New York, purchased it. It's going to, I guess, the Tower Partners LLC is the investment partners and them together. So it's going to, of course, they're going to leave the businesses that are in there already. I guess there's a dry cleaner in the bottom. There's
a big building. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's banks in there and some law firms.
There's a racket club on top.
Up on the top, right. So they'll leave that, but they're looking to fill the building. They're going to be doing some renovation to the lobby, update it so that it's...
They would think about making living spaces in there along with, say, like...
I think that's a great idea.
Maybe this is something zoning needs to take care of.
Right.
But why can't some of these buildings have, say, like you got a law firm?
Multi-use.
And on the next floor of the law firm, why couldn't there be loft apartments?
Right.
Where people who work there could live. They didn't have to work there. But, you've got...
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
That would fill spaces.
I don't see why that's not obvious.
Right.
You know?
We've talked about that before. When there was the conversation about with that guy who wrote that book, Saving Our Cities, who suggested that they tear down these buildings in downtown, which we both thought, and I think a lot of people thought that was a terrible idea. So I think that's one reason why I'm happy that Kettering Tower is bought. Someone's going to renovate it, bring it up to date, and try to use it. And I think that's great for downtown.
Yes,
I think it's great for the city. So,
in other news, we were talking recently, and I think you'll like this. We were at a city event. It was definitely a casual event, and there was a few city officials there. It was actually at Ruskin School.
okay.
And this is just kind of an aside thing. It was they were all there after the mayor's State of the City, and everyone was all all dressed up and looking like in their Sunday best, which there's nothing wrong with.
Right.
But I think sometimes, I'll give them a pass on that night. They're coming from another big event. But some of the city events, I think some of the city commissioners and some of the head hoo-ha-has,
The mayor.
they could take off the suits.
Yeah, be casual. It makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think you'll like this photograph of, city. I think he's the director of public works, I believe. And if I'm wrong on that title, screw me. Fred Stovall. Now check him out here, dressed in a garbage man outfit. What do you think about that? I think it's fantastic. Also, the city is implementing a payment plan, and they also upped the. They'll give you. You got to be behind on 3 tickets.
Okay, good. Much better.
So that's good. I still think, Riordan, Tim, you need to get with some of those cats down there and get a volunteer program, a volunteer option, and fill urban gardens. It would get some of these people out of their cars into nature, helping out. If they don't want to do that, like I said, let them pay.
Yeah.
But we've talked about that.
Yeah.
A controversy's a brewing in the media, and I love a good media war.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, they're the best. They're completely meaningless. For the most part.
Yeah.
But Bill Pote, the publisher of Dayton Most Metro, has posted online. He's confirmed these feelings to me in emails, that the publisher of the Dayton City paper, Paul Noah, is a complete and total douchebag. And I'm kind of in agreement. I don't know Paul like we hang out on any kind of level.
No.
But after the move in the letters to the editor last week that they pulled, I would kind of have to say, yeah, that's a pretty douchebaggy move. They took a screen cap off of Bill Pote's Facebook page and ran it as a letter to the editor.
Right.
Saying it said basically something about a lawsuit that Bill didn't want to get into, or a threatened lawsuit, I should say, that he didn't want to get into over email and didn't want to be interviewed. But it's already out there in the public. So, what do you think about this? Do you think basically they took a screen cap of him saying Paul Noah is a total douchebag?
Yeah. Well, it's not the first time that they have gone to Facebook to get comments.
They did that with me without asking. I made a little comment on one of their Facebook posts.
Yeah.
But come on, man.
It's pretty
do some
lame.
work.
It's pretty lame.
I can make the Facebook Times and just put outrageous, scandalous comments from people all day long and then call it a newspaper. But, we've had our issues with the Dayton City paper. And from what I understand, the editor has just resigned. I know Pote was, referring in his emails to the way that Noah treats his employees is horrendous. We had an invitation to Paul Noah's office when we first began the Dayton Informer, and he wanted to work with us, but the terms of the deal that he laid out was we'll run ads for him on DaytonInformer.com, and that'll be us working for him or with him. Yeah, it was like a deal that like it basically like offered us like nothing whatsoever, and I just left like saying, "Who is that guy?"
So he said he was in the entertainment business.
He said he was in the entertainment business, which is a newspaper publisher. You know, I was like, "Hey, I've been in the entertainment business." You know, I fronted a band, Drexel, for like 10 years. We played all over the Midwest, South, up north, and other places I've forgotten about now. And I got asking around, like, who's this guy? He's been in the... And I found out he was the PR director for Diamond's Titty Bar.
Well, that's entertainment, I guess, right?
Yeah, but it's...
That's loose. The way he's throwing it around, you would not think that.
Yeah, so, yeah, Paul Noah, I can't say he's a douchebag person because I really don't know him, but it seems that the douchebag chorus is a calling. So, if you want to fight me next year in that media boxing event, I'll knock you out.
No. That's hilarious.
Anyway.
Yeah. So sorry. Oh, that's fucking funny. I guess I'm smiling.
Yeah, I would too. I got a lot of anger against like, douchey business people. They're like the worst.
I got a lot of anger against douchebags.
Yeah, they're the worst kind of human beings
They're just annoying.
in the entire world. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Smarmomatic. I'm the inventor of the Smarmomatic. Would you like to buy an ad?
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, I lay off him.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amusing. So, what else is happening this week? David Lawrence has a pretty hefty...
that's the subject.
hefty paycheck there.
Yeah, David Lawrence, the principal of the STEM...
Former principal
of STEM, so I think he's finishing out this year.
Okay.
He's been hired by Dayton Public Schools as the district...
Innovation...
The chief of innovation. It's like some funny title they made up.
Yeah.
Like the director of educational innovation, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Which should be interesting because I know he's had some rough relationships with the district's teachers union in the past. I don't know all the details about that, but I have been told that by upper union officials.
Chief of School Innovation.
Chief of School Innovation.
And the man does have good ideas.
Yeah, I like him.
We'll see how Dayton Public works with him.
Or if he's able to work with Dayton Public.
Right.
Or a bigger question is this a one-man job? You know, we seem to put a lot of credibility in like here's the guy who's going to come and save us.
Fix everything.
And these are all, the Dayton Public is bigger than one guy. I wish David Lawrence luck, but it's
hopefully he has a team or some kind of staff. I mean, he has to.
Well, I think it would be good if he really started out and went into the PR office and said, get these media people into the schools, filming what is going on with the schools, the teachers, be open, because the one complaint we hear from all the media people in town, and we've experienced ourselves, even after we've asked to be added to their mailing list, we haven't been added, is that DPS's PR department isn't really open.
Oh no, they don't want anybody
friendly,
in there.
Towards media, and some of it has to do with Channel 7. Every time a janitor gets a DUI or something like that on the wheel, that's a scandal.
Right.
So there's history with that, but I would like to see DPS say, come on in with your cameras, interview our parents, interview our teachers. Let's show what this macro is really about.
Right.
We've tried to do that, and it's we haven't got a lot of response from principals because they all have to go through a central point where they get their communications approved or whether or not. So like communicating with the schools is almost impossible. I know it took us to get an answer to an investigative story we did about the Dunbar principal being the niece of her direct supervisor. That took us going to a school board member to get any information on that. And finally,
Well, of course, that's not so negative
The-
or not
well,
so positive. So
no.
they don't want that.
but, you know,
but
it was
on other occasions, though.
Yeah, on other occasions, you know, not everything. You've got to give the good, the bad, the ugly.
That's true. I agree. Yeah.
And you know, we try to do that. We're not always successful at doing that, but you know, open up the schools.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good thing. Let's tell the world what's going on.
And
Let's tell the world the problems. So, you know, if we don't admit the problems,
Right.
we can't get to those. So.
Right. And hopefully, DPS will give David Lawrence some freedom to really, because he's a smart man and he's got good ideas and he cares. And I would like to see Dayton Public Schools improve. You know, there's all kinds of budget issues with the state and whatnot.
Yeah, it's a political beast
There's
because
all-
it's
yeah.
all ruled by law.
There's
You've
so
got
much.
union contracts you have to abide by.
Right.
So there's all the, you know, there's a lot of challenges, but I think a lot of the stuff could be done if you just get people to think differently.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
You know.
And David thinks differently as far as I know him.
Yeah, he believes in integrating liberal arts with the sciences.
Right.
You know, which
For a
is
well-rounded,
that's what
full
that's
education.
completely what we're missing in society.
Right.
Are, you know, I can't tell you
Well,
how many times I've been in classes where kids who are, you know, upper college level don't make connections.
And you're in education,
Yes,
and you're
I'm
with
working on an
people who are
educational
going to be
master's degree right now.
teachers, right?
Working with people who are going to be teachers and
they make fun of you for using big words.
yes, it happened
These
to me
are
yesterday in
language
my,
arts masters
in a classroom at Wright State.
Ed-
I used the words manifestation of hypercapitalism. My question was, a guy gave a presentation on pink slime, and people were like, you know, how can these companies make pink slime? And I was like, you know, is this really just a manifestation of hypercapitalism where you have to keep making more than you made before? Which
More
becomes,
profits than you made,
and
right.
which eventually the machine becomes completely rapacious and needs to grab everything, make everything cheaper. You know, that's why our jeans fall apart, the equipment falls apart, yada yada yada. Of this and this classroom, you know, there's like 5 people in this classroom. Like, if I could understand what he was saying, like.
Shocking.
Like these are language arts teachers.
Yeah.
Like bragging about like you know, basically taking part in an exercise of what's anti-intellectualism, you know, to
Yes.
say the least. Like
Yes.
where you laugh at the big words or
Right.
classwork. You know,
Those are big words.
yeah.
Or whatever.
Then drop out of language arts, buddy, because
Yeah.
we're going to try to.
How did you make it to be a master's in education? You're going to be a teacher. That's what's shocking is that.
Well, these are like some of these are undergraduate students too.
Okay, but still,
Yeah, still.
they're going to be teachers.
Yeah. You would think they would say, great word combo. I stole it from Chris Hedges, New York Times columnist. But, yeah, unbelievable. You suck.
Yeah, the state of our education system's totally scary.
Yeah, but the reason I'm getting into it, because I think revolutionaries need to get into
You can
education.
change it.
And turn that wheel.
That's what I'm hoping David Lawrence can do. I hope that DPS is really willing to be, like honestly, they want to fix the schools.
It's a huge job,
Yeah.
and and a lot of it. Let's realize it, folks. It's a cultural mindset transformation.
Yeah.
And some people are getting it, some people aren't. So.
Yep.
Anything else you'd like to say? All right. Thank you for watching the 937.
All right.
Thank you for all your support, your emails. Click like, click share. Thanks to our sponsors, greenleafprinting.com, urbancrag.com,
The Reiki Room of Dayton.
the Reiki Room of Dayton.com, and someone else coming up here pretty soon, but I'm not going to announce it because it's going to be so badass.
So awesome.
That,
Like the world's best ad.
yeah, the world's best ads. And we're keeping that to ourselves right now.
DL.
And you'll see them. We got a new advertiser coming on for long term as we slowly make that sludgy trudge to sustainability.